Silence, Claudia Jordan, asking you to support a fellow Rhode Islander and check out Remi TV. That's right, Remi TV.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maya, and you were tuned into Remi TV.
Hey you guys, your girl Tahiri, and I had an amazing time. Shout out to Remi
What's up?
TV.
It's your boy Slim 112. Hey, this is Remi TV.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Wyclef Jean. Y'all watching Remi TV.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy RL from NEXT. For the best interviews, local and international, check out my girl Remi right now, right here, Remi TV. Brother, baby. Peace.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Deron from 112 checking in. You already know what it is. You watching Remi
Hey, yo,
TV.
check this out.
The
This your boy
positivity
Happy
lives.
representing infamous Small Deep. And right now you watching Remi TV.
Hey girl! How are you? Good. How are you doing? No, I am not getting the corona vaccine. I heard y'all was like, hell no.
No, I'm definitely not getting that. I'm all set, girl.
No. But how are you? You look beautiful.
No, you look beautiful, girl. I'm about to say, look at your hair. You're all glowing.
What'd you say?
Your hair's all nice and glowy. Your skin.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna talk about that regimen after this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, hi everybody. You're watching another episode of Remi TV. I am here with singer-songwriter Vivian Green.
Hi, everybody.
And you have a new project coming out, which I cannot wait to talk about this because, girl, that project is fire.
Thank you. It's already out though. So
It's already out now, right?
Yeah, it came out
and
Friday.
This is your 7th album, right?
7th, yep.
Wow. Yo, it's so crazy. I listened to it. You can listen to that back to back.
Thank you.
You can. That's how crazy the album is.
Thank you. You know, I'm a real stickler for order. So I really worked for a couple months on like, you know, I rearrange it front to back, inside out until I feel like you can listen to it straight through. So I'm so happy to hear people say that because I really do work hard on that.
You can. It's crazy.
Thank you.
So tell me, what makes this album different from all your other albums?
So this is the first album where I intentionally wrote the ballads and the the ballads and the mid tempos. From scratch. Like I started the songs at the piano first, and then Kwame, who produced pretty much all the album except for one song, then he wrote around what I already did. So see, you get into the habit of just through the years of like producers submitting you tracks, and then you pick the ones you like and you kind of write to the tracks. But the tracks already had a musical structure, you know, the chords are already there. So you're kind of already writing to something that's already there, even though you may not have the words, you know, it may not have words or melody yet. The melody you make is going to still be based upon chords that someone already made. And I just wanted to be the one to make the chords this time. I wanted to say, it's going to go here musically, and now you write around what I did. So I did that this time. And I really think it makes the album special.
It is. Oh, yeah. I love it so much, girl. I love it. I was waiting for you to come out with another project. I cannot wait till she comes out with another project.
Thank you.
So everybody, you guys listen, just go and get it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
What was the inspiration behind the name? And was there another name that you was, you know, deciding against before you picked this one?
I think I probably always come up with like the worst names first before there's one that sticks and makes sense. Love Absolute, I named it Love Absolute because it encompasses things, a lot of things that I absolutely love, whether it's like I just talked about my songwriting, the way that I write songs, the way I wrote most of these songs is how I started writing songs when I was 11 years old. I wrote songs at the piano by myself, you know, there was no record deal, there was no producer, you know, that's how I started off writing. And I wanted to go back to that because, like I said, that's probably my favorite way to write. So that's one reason why it's Love Absolute, music reasons. And then more music reasons, I play with lots of different genres. There's like a lover's rock hip hop song. There's like a Afrobeat hip hop song. There's a straight up jazz song, which is Harlem Blues, which was from There's a two-step song, like there's a lot of it's just different, different, diverse music that all somehow fits together, and it all makes sense together somehow. And then the album is about, it includes topics about self-love. It includes the love of my people. It includes the love of my relationship and how important it is for me to be private and to protect it. The love for my child. So yeah, it's just like I said, lots of things that I absolutely love.
Dope. I love it. Do you have any features on this project?
Yeah, so there are two. Ghostface Killer is on Light Up, and then Mike Phillips, who is an amazing saxophonist, is on Harlem Blues.
Dope. Now, I know you put out 3 songs, right, before the album came out. Did you pick a single yet?
No, we didn't pick a single yet. The plan was, if we release these instant tracks for the 3 Fridays leading up to the release, that one of the songs would stick, and playlists would pick up one of them in particular and gravitate toward one of those tracks. But they loved all of them. Like, all 3 songs got on multiple playlists, big ones too. And so now we're like, this didn't help. We're still confused about which one should be the single, because they're all doing well as far as streams and all the playlists across the streaming platforms. So it's a good problem to have, but we haven't.
It is. That's how good. I'm trying to tell you, that's how good these songs are. But if I had a vote, it would be Light Up.
Oh,
okay. I love that song.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea like what song you're gonna do a visual for first?
It's gonna all depend on the single. So yeah, whatever we decide the single to be will be the first one we do a visual for.
Okay. What was your creative process like?
Well, I explained to you the writing at the piano. So that's a big part of it. And I don't know if I said this. The reason why it's really important for me to do that is because it's the way that I started writing songs as a little girl. And so to go back to that was really important. And in addition to that, I wanted to make music that was vulnerable. My last album, the point of view was very, very strong. And while that is a reflection of me, I think maybe it was a little bit too strong. So I wanted to make sure this album was very vulnerable, because I'm always going to be strong, but I'm vulnerable too, So it's softer. The point of view is just softer and more vulnerable than the last album. And it was important for me to do that, because you want people to be able to relate to, what you're saying. And, R&B music is like all about vulnerability and, putting it all out there. So I wanted to make sure I did that this time.
Oh, and I wrote some questions based on some of the songs you have on the album.
Yay!
So, Sweet Home. The first verse of Sweet Home, you speak about keeping your love life private and not announcing it. Yeah. Now, let's just say you have a significant other, but he wants you to put it all out there, and it's a deal breaker for him. What do you do?
Probably not the person for me. Yeah, not the person for me. Nope. Yeah, he has to understand that. So, yeah. And, like I said, that song is totally autobiographical. So he understands how I feel about it. And I think that when you're in the music business or entertainment period, should I say, you need to protect your relationship. Because, girl, let me tell you, I get tired of seeing people post their relationship all up and down their socials, and then the next minute they're getting a divorce. I'm like,
yep,
come on, like maybe, and I'm not saying it is why, but maybe part of it is why you let too many people into it in the first place, So I'm all about building what I have to be as strong as it possibly can, and I think I'm like that just outside of social media, just period, I think when we first started dating, I wasn't like telling everybody yet, I wanted to make sure that we were, super solid, and we knew what we wanted to do moving forward before I started introducing him to people, because once you get a certain age, you get tired of introducing people to boyfriends.
That's a fact.
I'm like, I had enough boyfriends. Like, I don't want to introduce anybody to another boyfriend unless I know he's going to be around like forever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Because
I'm on the same time as you.
What'd you say?
I'm on the same type of time as you.
Yeah.
I'm very private, and you know, a lot of people, they post about their fights and arguments and them breaking up just for them to get back together and look crazy because you talked crazy about your significant other.
Right.
On social media.
You're right. I'm with you. I don't understand it at all.
I can't do it. Now, your song, The Kind of Pain, it's about heartbreak.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you got over your first heartbreak?
I didn't for years. It took me a really long time. I don't know, maybe 10 years. It took a really long time to get over it. And it honestly, it caused me to get into, I don't want to say it caused me, but like my silly self in my dumb 20s just made dumb decisions as a result of how hurt I was. And, I got into relationships that I absolutely should never have been in, all because I never took the time to actually heal. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
I became like serial monogamous.
Yeah.
Like I said, always having this long-term boyfriend, but eventually it'll end. And I really needed to get myself together. So I was single for almost 4 years before I got into the relationship that I'm in now. And it was really needed, honestly. It was needed because you got to take the time to really reflect and look at yourself as a singular entity, not connected to anyone. Look at you and see, and look at some of the choices and decisions that you've made, and to know what the root of them, is, and then put it all into perspective and hope to move forward, making better decisions,
Yeah. And a lot of us women definitely have went through that, where we went and didn't heal from the last one, and then we're bringing in our insecurities or whatever we went through to the next one.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't need to be with anybody. Like, the next thing I get into, I want to know that I'm in it because I really want to be in it, not because it's a result of some past, So yeah, I needed to include that kind of pain on this album because, like I said, my last album was very strong. I didn't really talk about pain on my last album. I talked about anger, I guess, for one song, but not like pain. And I wanted to make sure that I touched on that because I know some people just really look for that from me. And but since I'm not in pain, I was like, okay, so how do I do this? So I said, let's talk about how ways that you have felt and never want to feel again.
Yeah.
And everybody will be able to relate to that, whether they're going through it now or whether they did in the past. I don't know one woman that can turn that song on and say, I don't relate to this at all, because we all have a heartbreak at some point, or, really terrible that happens in a relationship with a man. So I just figured that everyone would relate to it, whether they're going through it or not. And so, yeah, that's where that came from. And I love how hard the music is. I love how hard it is, but how simple and open it is just the same. I was able to decorate it with a lot of harmonies and that's one of my faves. That's
one of my faves too. I love that song. So, and I'm glad to, to hear songs like that from you. That's relatable. All of us women definitely went through that.
Yeah.
And we've all been there. So
yeah, thank you.
And This Love, the song This Love, which that's another song I love too.
Yeah.
So I have a quote from it.
Okay.
You didn't leave me. I left you, and I shot you down before you had the chance to. So what advice can you give to women who messed up on a good thing and now want their man back?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know. You know what? I think that even if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, life is too short to not be honest and just tell somebody how you feel. So even if he doesn't want to do another go round, at least you gave yourself the chance, because it's a 50-50 chance whatever he's going to say. So you gotta take the chance if you really love the person and say, I'm going to just tell him how I feel and whatever happens. At least I know it's not my fault that it didn't happen because I didn't tell him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's important. Just, be a big girl about it,
Yep.
Tell him the truth. If it doesn't pan out, then it wasn't supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
If it does, then you'll be glad that you told him.
And do you think that stems from you not healing from the past relationship, like how we spoke about? You left him before he could leave you because of your pride, right?
Yeah. Because I think when you feel yourself, when you are rebounding, like you're saying, and you're still hurt, and you feel yourself getting vulnerable for someone who actually loves you, who's actually into you, who actually wants to move forward with you, but you get scared because you're like, I don't want to be vulnerable to anybody right now. Or maybe not again. Maybe that's how you feel at that moment. Like, so let me back out of here, before you do something, to make me think differently of you than I do now. Like, let me leave now before you, before you mess it up, kind of. That's kind of what that song is about. Like, I didn't trust it completely. I wanted to get out while I still liked you. I didn't want to be vulnerable to you and tell you the deep depths of my heart. I didn't want to do that. I didn't feel safe, So I do think that is a result of you still not healing, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's why you just shouldn't be in anything until you heal.
Exactly. Go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, because you could really miss out on a good guy who really loved you, but you weren't ready for it, So I recommend heal first, then date.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact, though.
Because I've done the opposite, and it never works. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely been through that situation where I just messed something up real good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Praise God that God actually sent me a man that actually give me a chance after I was acting up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, after I was being the B word a few times. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. It's definitely a relatable song, and guys, you gotta go and get the album. It's crazy. And what does love mean to you?
For me, love is an action. It's really not a verbal thing, because you can say whatever you want, but if your actions don't back it up, I can feel that you love me by what you do, by how you behave. So I'm more into that than I'm into the flowers and the romance. Nothing wrong with that kind of stuff either. I'm not saying that there is, but a lot of times there can be a guy who's perfect in all those areas. Like, he gives you the flowers, he texts you, he loves you all day, he cooks you dinner, whatever, and and he could really be a snake in the grass. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Those things can mask like a guy who's really not a good guy. So I'm wary of those things. Like I said, they're good. They're good things and things that women like. But I'm about like other actions. Like like when I land, are you gonna pick me up from the airport?
Exactly. Are you gonna have my favorite snack with you?
Right. Exactly. Like, when I'm gone, are you gonna like make sure my son is straight? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I go for the deep stuff. Like if my mom is sick and I'm not in town, are you gonna go check on her? Like, that's how I feel love, knowing that I can count on my guy to do those kinds of things. Like, he doesn't have to buy me flowers, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Flowers are cool, but that's not my love language. Like, you have to show me that you really love me, like, past all this other stuff. So
that's right. Let them know. I agree.
Yeah.
If you had one message to give to your fans, what would that message be?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. I don't know. I would say be you and be true to you, who you are, your morals and values above all else. Like, don't compromise who you are for any reason, because those kinds of things you just can't really come back from. You can move forward past them, but you can't erase that you did it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just important to me, like, even in my work life, in my music, my life as an artist, and my personal life. Like, I feel like the times when I've compromised, like, are like some of the most regrettable times, like in my in my life. And so I say, stay true to yourself, your morals, your values, and be you. There's nothing more wonderful than being who you are. We are in a world of where people are easily influenced, where people are easily jump in to follow trends because it's cool, you know, and they value themselves by likes or views or all that. And like, just don't let those kinds of things change who you are fundamentally at the end of the day, because there's just nothing more dope for me than being myself, just period, you know. So, and being true to my values, you know. So that's what I would say. It's very general, but I think it's valuable.
It is very valuable. How do you stay positive with everything that's happening in the world right now?
Oh, wow. I don't know. You know, I think just throughout the human history, like, there have definitely been darker times than now. So I just try to just be optimistic about it and just hope that things will get better and do my part. You know what I'm saying? Do my part and remain positive and encourage other people to be the same way, because like I said, this isn't the first time that, you know, maybe for like this particular younger generation of people, but like we've been through a lot in the United States, you know, so we've been through a lot. So this is, again, this isn't new. You know, history always repeats itself, and all you can do is hope, pray, and take action in ways that you can to contribute to things changing or getting back to, you know, how they should be. So yeah, like, well, you know, one thing that I try to do, which I know a lot of people may not even agree with me, and that's fine, but I try to listen to people that I really may completely disagree with. You know, I try to at least hear people out and go from there, instead of just like just someone because we don't agree. And I think a lot of that is a lot of the tension that we have. And so I try to be open, because I think it gets you one step closer to maybe changing somebody, honestly. If you get to hear them say, I hate you, you know what I mean? I think you're a lesser human being, or whatever they think. And when they're done, you can say, okay, I heard you out, now hear me out. Like, that's one step closer to you not talking to them at all. You know what I'm saying? And not that I think that's our responsibility to change our races. I don't necessarily think that's my responsibility, but I'm just saying, in the times of, you know, whether it's Democrat, Republicans, you know, all the different divisions that we have going on right now, I think it's important to listen to each other, because, again, I think it's one step closer to a common ground than not talking at all.
That's right. And I tell people all the time, communication is definitely key. If we don't listen to each other and know how to communicate properly, how can things get accomplished?
Can anything get done and accomplished? So, yeah. So that was a hard question. I didn't have my answer ready. I was going off the top.
Oh my gosh, but we love to hear your opinion. We love to hear your thoughts, you know?
Thank you.
And I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. I want to thank you so much for supporting me. I am the only Black media outlet in Rhode Island. So anybody who comes on and supports me, thank you. Anybody who comes on and supports me, I appreciate them so much.
Oh, you know what? Well, I'm so happy you said that. So let me tell you, I think that you did a fantastic job. You were very, very, very personable. You didn't have, you know, the same generic questions. You got creative with it, made it fun. You knew lyrics to my songs. Like, you made it really fun for me. I honestly don't always love press. You know, I get through it because I just don't think I'm good at doing it. But you made it fun for me. So, like, you're great at what you do. So I totally support you. I will come on your show anytime.
Thank you. And you know, I'm new with it. I've only been doing this for 2 years, and I'm still practicing. I'm still learning. You know, I still screw up.
But you're doing a great job. So
thank you so much.
Awesome. I love it.
Thank you. And I definitely want to talk to you about your hair outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you guys so much for coming on my show. This is Remi TV. That's Vivian Green. And we are out.
Thank you. Bye.